My name's Ileana, and this is my husband, Jack. He's the best Instagram husband ever. We love to travel with our Jeep and explore different parts of the country. But to go on even longer adventures, we bought ourselves a tow rig. It's a 2021 Chevy Silverado with a baby Duramax. But just like my Jeep, there is no way we're leaving this stock. And that's all right, because I know a guy.
Okay, so this is your new tow rig.
Yep.
We're gonna use it to tow what?
Our Jeeps.
Why did you pick this truck?
Because it's a big old Chevy Silverado diesel.
All right, yeah, it's perfect. It's a 1500. It's got the small diesel, so it'll tow like a single car trailer, perfect. And it'll help you guys get your Jeeps out wherever you wanna go. But it's stock, and that's not gonna work for either one of you, right?
Nope, not gonna cut it.
All right, so my suggestion would be to not modify it heavily. We're just gonna do a couple little things to it. So we'll do a little bit of a lift kit on it, maybe some more aggressive tires and wheels to get you into those weird places you like to get, but it'll still be a good daily driver truck.
Perfect.
Right on.
All right, that works for you guys?
Yep.
First step, up in the air. All right, so see that black thing there, Jack, the big pad?
Yeah.
Just lift it straight up, all the way out. So since this thing's got these running boards on it, we're gonna use, let's try that one, put that one in there. All right, and then line it up with the frame.
Well,
Which it kind of already is.
there it is.
Perfect. All right, good. And push the button. See the black lever down below your hand there? Yep, just push on it slowly. There you go. Perfect. There you go. All these new trucks, they have basically, this is like a coilover, but it's like a factory coilover, so it's like a strut almost. So one way to lift these is to basically unbolt this strut, and you put a spacer in here, like about 1.5 inch spacer, and that moves everything down, and that's called a leveling kit, and that brings the front of the truck up. But the nice thing is we can actually replace this with a better system, and that is a whole new coilover. So we'll basically replace this shock and strut assembly with a performance coilover, so you'll actually get the lift, but then you'll also be able to drive off-road better because you're not just spacing the suspension up, you're actually making it better. To remove this is the tricky part. We're going to support the bottom of this with a transmission jack. We are going to take the steering apart so we can turn it, and then we're going to take the 2 bolts off from the bottom, and then 3 bolts off from the top, and then we should be able to get that coilover there.
All right.
That's it? Okay, so go get the impact gun. Perfect. There it is. Okay, jack that up. Yeah, that should be good. Now let it down. There we go. Okay, now we should be able to get this out fairly easily. There you go, and then just take the whole thing out. Yeah! For this truck, instead of putting the spacer in, this is a RadFlow coil over conversion. So we're replacing the entire front assembly with this all new spring and shock assembly. The nice thing about this is it's like an actual race car part. So I have RadFlows on 2 of my race cars, and they work great. And what makes them great is the fact that they can change the valving inside of here to make it handle off-road better. That's one of the nice things about it. That is an external reservoir. Inside every shock, there's fluid or shock oil. The shock oil comes out here, and there's more oil stored in here. This does 2 things for us. Number 1, that's the shock run cooler because it just holds more oil. And also, you also have adjusters on the end of the shocks. So these are sometimes called clickers. So you can make this shock stiffer or softer depending on what you're driving. So if you're driving like slow terrain, you could get out, make it softer. That way the shock will actually move a little bit more, or stiffer if you're on the street.
So these are great off-road and on-road as well?
Yes, because they all work just like a stock shock. They basically bolt into that stock location. But because they're able to change the valving in it and with the external reservoir, it'll be able to handle more cycles per second, which means when you're off-road and the tires are doing this a lot, they won't overheat and fade, and they're also designed to handle that kind of abuse. And the spring setup is specific for this truck. Another nice thing is you can actually adjust the height of the truck. So we can go in after this all said and done, put the truck down. If we don't like the height of the truck, we simply loosen off these adjusters and we can actually roll this down or back, and we can change how tall the front of the truck is. You gotta pick that up. That's way heavier than the other one.
Okay.
Okay, now be careful with this part. All right, to the truck, let's go. You got this.
This is heavy as heck.
It's all kinds of heavy, yeah, because it's cool. All right, now turn it. Yep, now put the bottom in so you can just rest it. You can rest that bottom anywhere it lands. There. That. There we go. There, see how those studs come up to the top there?
Yep.
Okay, so grab the nuts off of the thing. We'll put a washer on each one, and then a nut. And the nylon goes to the top. Like that, yep. Tighten all those up, Jack. Okay, now, gotta do the same thing. Put this tie rod back in that hole, and then the nut up from underneath.
Good.
Yep. We would mount this piece somewhere. So here's the things you gotta watch out for. You got this hose right here. You wanna make sure that when you get it all in, make sure that the hose clears the upper control arm, which it does, because sometimes these fittings can get turned a little bit in shipping. Now you gotta do the exact same thing on the other side of the truck.
Okay.
All right, save that nut and that bolt because we need it for the new shock. See this bolt up here?
Yeah, I see
So
it.
try to get the gun up in there, and we may have to change your socket. You don't need the wrench, you just need the impact socket. Yep, right there. Okay, hit it.
Woo!
Bolt's out. This goes up in here like this, just into that same hole that it just came out of. And the bolt goes through like that. You want to make sure that this reservoir is the same as the front. It's got the adjuster on it, and we're putting it forward so it doesn't contact the spare tire. We're gonna have to compress this shock to get this hole to line up with that. So there's like a nitrogen charge in this. That's why it's so hard to, like, you can't just push it up. So you have to so what this is doing is, all I'm doing is just using the screw jack to compress it. There it goes. Perfect. Ta-da! To go along with the new shocks and the little bit of lift that we get from our Radflow coilovers up front, we're gonna change out their tires. From the factory, your truck comes with this, basically a street tire. It's, a pretty tame tread. Certainly not good for off-road, but it's good on the road, and it's nice and quiet, gives you good gas mileage. We're gonna go up a little bit in size to these Delium tires. And this is what they call a mix between an AT and an MT tire. So it's like a combination between the two.
So what makes this tread pattern different?
So you can see the center, see how close the tread blocks are together? That's like an all-terrain tire. So when you look at a tire, if you have all these little blocks and they're close together, that means it's gonna be quiet on the street. The problem is off-road, you want the blocks to be far apart so it gets more traction. So you can see the center of the tire is like an all-terrain, and then the edge of the tire is like a mud terrain. And then the sidewall is what's important on this tire. It's got like a very aggressive sidewall that's designed to be aired down. So if you were to take this truck somewhere, unload your Jeep, and maybe you just wanted to drive the truck down some dirt roads, what you could do is just let a little bit of air to the tire. It'll flex really well off-road and then still give you a pile of traction. I mounted your new tires up to a set of wheels. And I wasn't really going to change the wheels, but the problem with the factory wheels is they have what's called a very deep offset. Okay, so if I measure across this wheel to the straight edge to the mounting flange, it is almost 6 inches, like 5 7/8. Okay, so that's the stock one. And so what I did, I chose these wheels because the offset on them is right at 5 inches, just about 5 1/4.
Okay.
So what that means is it's going to take this tire and wheel, I'm going to push it a little bit further out. Now, some people liked when they put off-road tires in a truck, they like it to stick out way past the fender. I don't really like that look. I think it looks better if it's right even with the fender. So I made sure to look for a bunch of wheels, and that offset will basically put the edge of this tire right at that fender.
That's perfect.
Yeah, because I think it looks cool.
Yeah.
And then it also keeps mud and stuff from slinging up on side of the truck.
Yep, and it's still aggressive.
Yeah, 100%. So put this tire on there, and then I'll show you, talk about torquing it on.
All right, right on.
There it is, okay. This is called a torque stick. This is designed so you can't over tighten these lug nuts, because we don't want to do that. We just want to get them tight, and then we're going to torque them. So this is designed just to tighten them down enough that we'll still be able to come back in and torque them. And you want to go in like a star pattern.
Oh, okay, okay.
Last step, torque the wheels. This is a torque wrench, okay? It's going to go on that little adapter for the lug nuts, and you're just going to turn it until it clicks like that.
Okay.
And that tells me that it's tightened to exactly 125 foot-pounds. Go for it.
All right.
Then we're done.
Woo! Woo!
There it is. Do
That's
it one more time until it clicks again. There you go.
Nice.
All right. Now do 4 more.
Ooh. Dang, you make it look easy.
So you're gonna go somewhere and you have a bumper pull trailer hitch, but you're gonna carry a bunch of stuff in the back of your truck, right? Mm-hmm. Tools, luggage, spare tire, all that kind of stuff. And you wanna make sure it doesn't get stolen when you park the truck. So I like a hard tonneau cover, and there used to be just those big hard bed covers. They're just those big fiberglass things that open and close, which weren't very good. There's actually a new hard bed cover that's actually better because it rolls. We'll install it, and then I'll show you what makes it super cool. The Mountaintop Evo M USA bed cover is a sleek, modern, infinity edge top bed rail design that has the smallest canister in its class. Put this little foamy stuff in this little slot right here, and then unroll it all the way to the end and stick it down the whole way.
Beep, beep.
All right, so these little things slide in here, like so. Yep, just like that, perfect. Okay, so this opens up. This can now go away because I don't need it. What you want to do is these little square parts line up with these little holes, and this whole thing is gonna like roll
right on it
in, you know what I mean? So that goes up in there, and it'll just tighten down. This goes 1 inch forward from that. These things are going to grab onto the inside of the bed. See how you've got like little indents? Like 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. That's where they go. All right, and you're gonna have to go down low to get it underneath the lip. Just snug that one up. We'll make sure this stays level. That should be good. Need to put a piece of foam underneath the front. All right, now this is the fun part. Okay. Ready? You go that way. Just set her down. You'll see 4 little square things. See those?
Oh my God, yeah.
So they have to slide. So I need 2 down here. 1 right there. Okay, and then you need to move 1 to here. So keep coming all the way down. Turtle it on. Slots right there. You have to kind of line those up like that. And close it all the way. Climb up on it.
Like jump on it?
Don't jump on it, but you just climb up on it. You can, yeah. Because it can hold, this is the best part, because it can hold 450 pounds
Wow.
on top of the cover. Woo! Now that the truck is done and out of the shop, you can see we didn't change it a lot, but we changed it just a little bit. What do you think of it?
I love it.
I think the aggressive look is great.
I think it's good. I think that we got a little bit of lift in the front, sitting up a little bit higher, but not so high that you still can't use the trailer. So you excited to drive it?
Oh yeah, definitely.
I would say send me pictures, but I'm quite certain I'm going to see them on Instagram, aren't I?
100%.
All right, have fun. Take it for a drive.
All right, thanks, Ian. I love it. Oh, it's so pretty with the tree.